A simple car accident, a complex cleanup bill.
So this isn't just an $8,500 cleanup, it's a $17,000 cleanup. I was shocked.
Yeah.
But when it comes to protecting the environment, is the company simply doing what it has to?
Then the law on top of it requires you to do that. But the problem with the law is the law doesn't guarantee you payment.
Yesterday, we told you about some of the folks upset with the city of Taylor and its contracted towing company, Area Towing. You also heard from the company's owner, Shane Anders. He also owns Roberts Spill Response and Restoration, which handles cleanups at accident sites in Taylor. But the bills people are getting from these are astronomical.
June 9th of last year, Renee Stallion's son was in a car accident in Taylor. She'd settled the matter with her insurance company and thought everything was done until she got an eye-popping bill 7 months later. It was from Roberts Spill Response and Restoration.
I don't know what they're suing me for and what they cleaned up for $8,572, but it wasn't my son's accident because he'd only spilled a little bit of coolant, which the fire department cleaned up.
At first, she thought it had to be a mistake. $8,500 to remediate the property, which according to the bill didn't begin until 3 days after the accident and finished 3 months later. Stallion soon realized $8,500 was only her half of the bill.
Half was my responsibility and half was the responsibility of the other driver. They split it between the two people involved in the accident. And I was like, so this isn't just an $8,500 cleanup, it's a $17,000 cleanup. I was shocked.
She went to social media wondering if anyone else was experiencing this.
I was like, this is insanity. And to my surprise, there was many. One woman at the city council meeting, last meeting, her bill was over $22,000.
No, $23,000. Nearly 3 pages of supposed things that they did.
And that woman wasn't alone.
Hey, we're copying you on this, but we sent it to your insurance. It's a bill for just over $19,000.
Same things with Roberts. I got an $8,000 bill, and Taylor's fire department charged me $500 for a cleanup also. It's a racket. That's all it is.
People in the city of Taylor are exhausted, and they don't want to complain because they've already complained.
Because, yeah, this kind of thing can break families.
Yes.
Now, is this something that was happening right after the accident?
No, this is days later.
Days later.
Shane Anders' company does what he calls secondary cleanup, power washing the accident scene, even days later, soil testing, and when it comes to any chemicals, they absorb them, store them, and test them before they go into a landfill.
I understand consumers are thinking that they get this bill and it's outrageous, and I can't deny that. Everything today is outrageous.
Outrageous because Anders claims he only gets paid on half the cleanups his company does.
The business has to make a decision. They eat it, or do they pass it on to the consumer?
Well, the consumers aren't the only ones taking issue with Roberts. The Attorney General's office has taken 13 complaints about Anders' companies, 2 on Roberts. The cost of the cleanups has also popped up on the radar of the State Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy, or EGLE. There have been instances where their work was subpar, and we've been working with them on cleanup actions to ensure compliance with state statutes.
I do feel that on the environmental side, we are light years ahead of where we were.
How can that cost, like regular people, $17,000 to $20,000?
Well,
And how do you expect them to pay that?
most vehicle owners would look at that and say, I've paid insurance for 30 years. I'm not paying for this. I've paid you. And they usually pick up the phone and tell the insurance company, you better take care of this. And that's it.
If I understand you right, that huge bill that's undeniable, you're never in the business of trying to target the individual. It's their insurance company.
We have not billed one single individual. Renee Stallion's, the only thing she paid was $550 to the city of Taylor.
So what you heard there is the good news. Individuals are not going to be on the hook for this monster bill. However, that doesn't mean that their insurance isn't going to get dinged if it does end up paying for this.
Exactly. Well, I'm curious, Jason, did the mayor have anything to say about this?
We did reach out to the mayor, as a matter of fact. We actually had an interview lined up with him, but Mayor Tim Woolley canceled it. We did get a statement, though. I do want to share some of it with you. He said this administration's job is to do enough research and create enough factual data to bring a solid, workable towing and cleanup plan forward to be voted on by the city council and bid it out accordingly. Certainly any research we do would include information that Eagle can provide. Of course, we'll be watching what they decide when they go forward when it comes to the city contract for towing and cleanup.